Stepping like 1, 2, 3, and I'm clean. Lit and I sway till I lean. Smelling like vanilla bean, like what you mean, man.
Since he began performing as a teenager, Miles Mason has been known on the stage as Dead Silence. Vanilla Bean is Dead Silence's new single that's now available, but just a few months ago, April of this year, Miles's career and his life were almost silenced by a fire at his apartment complex on the northwest side of Indianapolis. He is still recovering, and the proof of that recovery is in the new music that Dead Silence is releasing to the public. Miles, welcome.
Appreciate you.
When you make music for a living, why in the world would you take the name Dead Silence? I mean, you're making noise, you're making music.
Yeah.
Why Dead Silence?
Silence, that's how I found myself. The person who I am today, I often self-reflect on who I am now because I wasn't like who I am compared to my past. So I got real deep into self-reflection, consciousness, character development, things like that. And I often got caught up in certain circumstances beyond my control. And I got caught up in life, and it would take silence for me to get back to myself, or for me to have a better understanding of self, or a better understanding of life in general. So I just became a student to life. And I call it silence because of that, Dead Silence.
Now, I know a couple of years ago you made a big push into reducing the stigma of talking about mental health. I know a lot of people have talked about that since the pandemic, but you in particular, making it okay for us to talk about our mental health publicly. How does silence play into that for you?
I was told a wise quote when I was in the hospital, and it was a pastor, and he came in and he said, it's important for us to be in tune with ourselves, and you break it down into 3 S's. And he said, solitude, stillness, and silence. So once we calm our minds and our hearts, we get back to the root of ourselves. We can't really tune into ourselves or better ourselves if there's always noise, if we're looking for some type of distraction. We need to silence ourselves.
All these problems all up in my soul, thinking maybe it's my time to go.
Early the morning of April 17th of this year, a massive fire at your apartment complex on the northwest side. One person died in that fire. Several people were injured, including yourself. I remember seeing social media posts, our mutual friends posting about the fire. Now, I didn't know how bad it was at first.
Oh, yeah. It was 7 other people along with me in critical condition, and I believe over 15 to 20, might have been over that, people that were injured in general. And it was bad. I can't really speak on anything deeper than that, like the investigation, but just as far as everything happening, I remember everything, every second. 4:35, April 17th. It's crazy.
How bad were your injuries?
I got first, second, third-degree burns, smoke inhalation. My neck swelled up a little bit. I needed a breathing tube, feeding tube. I was on a ventilator. I remember my adrenaline wearing off and feeling those burns. That's a different type of pain. Let's see. I needed surgery, skin grafts to put layers of skin on different parts of my body to recover the skin that was lost on my hand. It was crazy, but just how the healing process has been so far. I got told by a doctor with 28 years of experience that my healing is superhuman. So they put me on a protein diet. I got discharged from the hospital 5 days earlier than expected, and physical therapy is going well. I can't really complain.
Thankful those should have died, so deprived, about to thrive, 150, 20 teens with some fives. Gotta get it anytime that I'm alive. Years ago, I doubted hard that I survived.
How has that affected your mental health, and how has that impacted your music since then?
It's definitely pushed me outside the box, and I plan on dropping a project called Through the Fire. So, like in regards to what I've been through, but to shift that into a positive light. So I'm a major fan of taking certain situations and trying to make the best out of it. So with the conditions and the limitations of what I have to recover myself, like I can't be outside if it's hotter than 80 degrees and if it's colder than 30 degrees. And if I am outside, I got to be inside of a building. So it's got some conditions and limitations, but trying to learn how to live with it. And I'd be lying if I act like my mental health doesn't teeter every now and then. So it's not consistently good, but it's not consistently bad. So Rita's been helping me out writing. And when it comes to music, being more open-minded and making something that, resembles more of me.
How do you take that with you down the road? Or do you even know yet? Is this a one day at a time thing?
Definitely one day at a time. I haven't been thinking too far into the future, but the main thing that I think of is what's next to create. So I got 2 other records that I have written out, but haven't recorded yet. I got 3 other records that I have written out that I want to be on a project. It's just taking everything moment by moment and being patient.
How's that going to affect you in putting new music out there? Conditions for performing in public probably don't match up what you can physically handle right now.
That's just all about discipline. So I turned down a couple of opportunities to perform, actually, and even though I wanted to, I'm like, dang, for the betterment of self, I had to decline. So even though they say all opportunities ain't good, some opportunities are good, but you have to decline because of the position where you're at in life. So as much as I want to perform, I'm like, it's got to wait. So I might have to take the summer off when it comes to performing, but I know that, when it comes to playing the long game, that it's going to be worth it. So just taking my time.
Whatever you're going through is just another speed bump in the road of life. Keep on doing your thing regardless of the love you're getting or the lack of love that you're receiving. Hit that reset button when you wake up. Everything will never last and nothing lasts forever. Rise and grind. Yeah.
You can find Dead Silence wherever you get your music. Miles Mason, thank you so much. Best of luck in your recovery.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Wake and bake, rise and grind, make and blade, time to shine, wake and bake.